Stand by.
Okay, we're stood.
We're live.
Hi, I'm Mike Keating, and welcome to the next chapter. It's just about the end of the year, and everybody's getting ready for their New Year's resolutions. So if your New Year's resolution is to get in better shape, stick around, because we got a great show for you. Let's get started.
Go! One, 2 minutes. Ready?
I am Forge Fit. I'm becoming Forge Fit.
I am Forge Fit.
I am Forge Fit.
I am Forge Fit. I'm Forge Fit.
We are Forge Fit.
Bring it down, right here. Yeah.
Hi, and welcome back, and a great big thank you to Forge Fit for sponsoring our show. They are amazing. If you haven't checked them out yet, please go check with Karina and check them out. Now, we're here with Jordan Otis. Now, Jordan, you're a personal trainer, correct?
I am, yes, sir.
Yeah, and that we actually have been talking a lot over the last couple of days, and even right before the interview here. And there's you are just like a fountain of information. You got a lot of stuff out there, and that. But you're a lifetime health guy. I mean, you're actually into this for the long haul.
I am. It's been 21 years so far. I've taken about 6 months off over that 21 years. Other than that, I've not gone a week without at least lifting a weight at least one day that week. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not always fun, but just get up and do it and make it happen.
Yeah. Well, you look great. I mean, they'll have pictures of you showing up throughout the show here, and you're a monster. You're the Hulk. You're great. You look great. And that now you also compete, right?
I'm actually going to start competing. My first show is going to be in April.
Wow.
So that'll be, I was talked into it by a couple of people at my gym.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'll be my first show.
Well, that'll be cool.
I like to have motivation, and my whole life my motivation's been playing football.
Yeah.
And I retired from football last year, so my new motivation is going to be doing shows sometimes.
Yeah, because you played football all through high school and college?
My whole life
since
I was 4.
Wow.
So
wow,
I was
that's great.
34 when I retired, so I played for 30 years.
Wow. Well, you obviously have it down to a science then.
I try.
There you go. Now, out of curiosity, one of the reasons we wanted to go and talk with you is if somebody is actually decides, this is it, I'm going to become in better shape, not necessarily to lose weight or anything else, just so they can get in better shape, I said, go to the experts. And to me, you're an expert at this. And that, so how do you get started? What's the best way to get, to actually get started in this whole thing?
It's really just get out of your own head. Most people don't like going to a gym or going through the process because they think people are judging them. I don't know about all gyms, but I know at our gym, when people come in and they're overweight, people really support that lifestyle. I mean, if you're overweight and you're coming in and you're walking on a treadmill, people don't look and say, oh, look how fat that person is, look how out of shape that person is. So just get out of your own head and not think that everybody's looking at you, judging you negatively. But just taking that first step, getting off the couch, walking into a gym or going to a class or something, working out with a trainer or some kind of group fitness class, but just move. Just
Or
get going.
even if you feel like you have to do it alone. And I mean, even if you have to go into a gym and you just get on the treadmill or you get on the bike for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and
just do something, get up, move, whatever you're happy with, whatever you're comfortable with, but moving is the most important part.
Yeah, anything is better than nothing. Now, is it better, do you advocate just going to the gym, or you think gym and work at home as well, or?
You know, I've always been against working out at home, only because that's my place of rest. I like to go home, relax, watch TV, eat. If I have a treadmill or a weight bench at home, it then becomes a place of stress, right? I don't like working at home. I don't like working out at home. I like to go home. I like to love on my family. I like to, watch TV, relax. If I'm working out at home, or if I'm doing work at home, it just becomes a different environment.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Some people can separate that, and if it works for them, it works for them. Again, it's really about what people are comfortable with.
Well, I find myself, I go to the gym a couple times a day usually during the weekdays, and then once during the weekend per day. But I also, throughout the day, I find myself doing things at home, whether it's incline push-ups or doing sit-ups or whatever it is, just to break up my day. If I'm, especially if I do a lot of work on my computer. A lot of what I do is all going after the work, and so there'll be long chunks of time I have to be on my computer, and then I have to get away from that and actually go work out a little bit just so I can get back on the computer again and be refreshed. So I do that a little bit, but I really enjoy the gym time. I really, really enjoy the gym time. Now, out of curiosity, one thing that I want to get across here big time is that I've done a lot of research, and this is something that actually threw me when I first got into this. I thought, well, if you want to lose your belly, then you do sit-ups and stuff like that, but that's not true. That's actually a myth, that the fat loss is not targeted. It's not under your arms, it's not on your legs, it's not on, you have fat every place, but you don't lose it very specifically. You lose it overall. Is that correct?
Your body chooses where it wants to store fat, and if your stomach is your problem area, you're going to lose fat in other areas before you ever lose it in your stomach.
Yeah.
My problem area is my upper back. I hold most of my fat in my back. Yeah. Some people hold it in their legs or hips.
Yeah.
So they'll do sit-ups and abs, and they might have abs, and they might be 21% body fat. Some people at 21% body fat, they don't have abs. I got a guy on a train, he's 12% body fat. You can't see his abs, but his back is absolutely shredded. So everybody holds fat differently. It just depends on the body type. But no, you can't spot fat reduction. You can't do tricep extensions to get rid of your bat wings, or sit-ups to get rid of your stomach, or do squats to get rid of fat on your glutes or your legs.
Yeah, see, that was completely that blindsided me. I never thought that at all. I thought, growing up, well, yeah, you do crunches and you're going to get that six-pack ab, but it doesn't work that way. So you have to get through that. And let's go when we're talking about that, let's go into glycogen and that now. A lot of you out there probably haven't heard about glycogen and stuff, so why don't you explain a little bit about it and what it does?
Well, glycogen is just your energy source, right? It's basically the food that you've had intake for the day. So whenever you eat and then you go to the gym, for about the first 15 to 20 minutes of your workout, your body uses that glycogen storage, and then it starts burning fat as energy throughout the rest of your workout.
But it has to go through the glycogen first.
It has to go through glycogen first.
Absolutely.
So once you get through that glycogen storage, your body gets into the fat storage. So after about 50 to 55 minutes, your body starts using muscle energy. So if your workout's lasting longer than 55 minutes, especially if it's any type of intense workout, your body starts using muscle as energy, and you'll notice you're fatiguing. You notice that you're kind of getting groggy. A big part of that is because you're using muscle as energy, and it's a terrible energy source.
So it goes from glycogen to your fat cell, to your fat,
muscle. Yeah.
To muscle. But how much fat does it use? Does it go pretty quickly from fat? Does it going into muscle use, or does it have to deplete all the fat before it goes into muscle?
No, it's just for a time period. Your body kind of goes into the fat storage, and then, like I said, till about 55 minutes into your workout, it gets into the muscle. So it'll burn as much fat during that 55 minutes as you can burn, as you can handle. Okay. So, and you have different. Your body also uses different percentages of heart rate. So depending on what your heart rate is, depends on like how much fat energy you can also burn. So you have, if you're at 90% of your heart rate reserve or your heart rate max, which that's a whole different conversation. Your body's going to use less fat storage than glycogen. It's going to try to pull from glycogen storage because your heart rate is so high. I personally like doing interval training, especially on a treadmill to keep track of my heart rate. So it just...
So your heart goes up and down at different things.
So and your body also, your metabolism is higher throughout the day when you do interval training. It's not the only way to train. It's, for me, I feel like it's one of the better ways, but I also do steady state training where I keep my heart rate at about 80 to 85% of my heart rate max, and then for my fasting cardio, I usually keep it around 72%. Again, that's a different conversation of math.
Yeah,
that would have to be broken
But just
down.
out of curiosity, just because we've already hooked them now, and that what is a good heart rate to keep if you're on, say, if you're doing your in your fasting mode or whatever, because that's what I've been
And fasting,
doing.
you don't want to get into any type of moderate intensity. You want to stay low intensity. You want to stay, depending on your age, your resting heart rate, the number is going to change. But for me, my heart rate when I'm fasting is going to be around 140. If I get over 145, I'm really pushing the limit to my body wanting to start using muscle as energy. Because if you haven't eaten for a while, it has no glycogen, right? So if you get too high of your heart rate, your body will start using muscle as energy because it has no glycogen, it has no food to pull from. So it'll start using...
It won't start using the fat then?
It won't. You'll stop using fat. So when you do fasting and you wake up, and your body is... your fat is oxidated, right? It's all, well, you start moving, your body's kind of in that sleep mode because you burn 100% of fat storage while you're sleeping. Now, you don't burn that much fat because you're sleeping, you're not using that much energy, but your body does. So when you wake up and you go do cardio, in the first hour and a half of being awake, 2 hours of being awake, your body burns 100% of fat storage while you're doing your fasting cardio. But if you do too much work, if you get your heart rate too high, it'll get out of that stage, that metabolic stage, and it'll start getting into muscle burn.
Now, out of curiosity, I go on the bike and that for usually 40 minutes, and I get up to 105 is my heart rate. Which I guess is low. I didn't realize
that is kind of low. I'm not sure how old you are, and I don't know what your resting heart rate is, but it does sound like it's probably a little bit low.
So I should try to push a little harder and get it up.
Is that your fasting, or is that just regular cardio after you've eaten?
No, I only eat in the morning usually before that, which I know you probably advocate that I do. And that I'm not usually a morning eater anyway, and because I've been on this warrior thing, I eat from 12 till 4 period. And that, so I haven't been doing that. But when I go and do the bike and stuff like that, so I'm running basically on an empty stomach, which is probably okay.
Which is
for
fasting
me,
cardio. I mean, that's basically what it is. And I do fasting cardio about once or twice a week.
Okay, well, I'm doing it a lot. A lot.
It is good to change it up. It is good to do other, because like I said, the interval training, it does have, so when you do interval training where you go, my heart rate gets up to about 90% of my heart rate max, and then it drops down to about 75%, and I do that 1 minute, 2 minute on and off for about 40 to 50 minutes. When you do steady state training, you actually burn more calories during your workout period because your heart rate stays higher for a longer period of time, even if you do 50 minutes. So when you break down the math on it, steady state burns more calories during your workout, interval training burns more calories throughout the day, and then fasting cardio helps oxidate fat and helps burn stubborn fat areas that are a lot like cellulite. I mean, cellulite is, to get rid of cellulite, one of the best ways to get rid of is fasting cardio.
Okay. And the fasting cardio, the cardio can be anything. It can be the bike, it can be the treadmill, it can be running.
It doesn't matter. It's all about heart rate. As long as you can keep track of your heart rate, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If your heart rate's up, you're good to go. I don't really recommend doing cardio through like lifting weights because your muscles will fatigue before your heart rate. You know, so you really want to do cardio. You really want to do like the basic stuff: riding the bike, walking the treadmill.
See, I never even thought of cardio. I thought there was weights, and then I thought there was cardio. I didn't realize.
Well, if you could get cardio is just, you know, obviously getting your heart rate up. So if you do weights and you're in your supersetting or your circuit training, which a lot of people like to circuit train to try and lose weight. Well, if your goal is to build muscle and get stronger, circuit training isn't really the best way to go. And then you're fatiguing your muscles, so it's hard to keep your heart rate up because you're getting tired muscular. So lifting weights isn't really the best way to burn fat. Some people try to do it, and some people can do it if they have great muscular endurance.
Now, we've actually got, just to show form and everything, we've actually got a video of you lifting the weights and things.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and run the video if we can. Okay. Okay, well, we just came from the squat video, so break it down for us. Tell us what that's all about.
Okay, so on the first set,
Uh-huh.
I did 2 reps, and they were pause sets. Okay,
Which
so
is what?
I come down slow. I pause at the bottom. I allow my glutes and my hamstrings and my quads to activate at the bottom, and then I come up slow. So it cuts out any type of momentum. The second set was a fail set, and I try to fail at least one time through any workout to help my muscles kind of like feel that heavier weight and push through it. Now, anytime you do fail, as a disclaimer, I guess, make sure you fail with good form. And if you watch the whole video, whenever I failed on that second rep of the second set, I came down with good form, I set the weight down, and I made sure that my back didn't arch bad, or even if you do it on bench press, you want to make sure that you're not throwing your shoulders
because you don't
forward.
want to cause any injuries.
Right. So failing is okay. Failing is sometimes a really good thing. You just want to make sure that when you fail, or if you fail with good form.
Well, we actually talked about this the other day, and I'll tell you, that actually fascinates me. I've never heard anybody talk about failing before.
Yeah,
it's
you want to fail with what did I say? It's
fail with style.
fail. Yeah, you want to fail with grace, right?
There you go.
You want to fail. You want to make failing look good. You
Well,
know,
there you
and,
go.
and if you fail where you just drop the weight off your back, or you just throw the weight off your chest, that's not really. You look dumb. I guess.
Well, and it's not even about looking dumb. You can actually hurt yourself.
Yeah, and you could hurt yourself and people around you if you're throwing weights around like that.
And I'll tell you, and I'll tell you guys right now, I mean, we talked about this earlier, the only injury you've ever had has been like in high school.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, you've been doing this for how many years now?
21 years, I've never
21
had
years.
a workout injury.
Wow.
No shoulder problems, elbows, knees, hips.
And I hear people that go in the gym for the first week and it says, well, I just hurt my arm and I just hurt my leg and all this stuff, mainly because they don't know how to go about it right. Yeah.
It's proper form. People trying to push too much weight. I'm strong in the video. There's some weight on the bar. I'm not the strongest guy. I'm not the weakest guy either. But no matter how much weight I do, I make sure I have good form. I don't try to do more weight than my body can handle. I'm not a tough guy in the gym. I don't care if the guy next to me is doing 30, 40 pounds more than me. I'm not going to try to compete with that guy. I'm going to try and compete with myself. And same thing with rows or bench. I'm not going to put extra weight on there and hurt myself.
See, I see that a lot too. When I go out to the gym and stuff like that, I see there's about 5 or 6 guys that are constantly competing against each other, and they're constantly getting in trouble a little bit. I mean, they're overdoing what they should be doing. And
I'm sure they're probably losing a little bit of form.
Yeah.
Except for the strongest guy. The strongest guy probably looks great. The other ones are throwing weights around.
Well, I hear him talk about how, oh yeah, well I hurt my hamstrings this time, oh I hurt my back this time. Well, if you're hurting yourself every single time, you're not doing it correctly.
Yeah.
There are people out there to help you. Just ask anybody. That there's a lot of people at the gym, even if they're not trainers and stuff like that, that have been through this a lot.
Yeah.
That are more than willing to help you and say, hey, what if you tried this? What if you tried that? So, and that anyway, so you see this as a lifestyle for your entire life. You're going to be doing this at 80.
I'll be doing this my whole life.
Well, that's good.
At least that's the plan. So, and I want to be able to. A big reason why I really love working out is I want to be able to keep up with my kids, and I want to be able to keep up with my wife, and just keep moving. And that's again, going back to the strength thing. Whenever you work out in a gym, you're working out. Maybe some people work out 3, 4, 5 hours a week or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you really look at your heaviest set, right? You do your heaviest set, it might take 5 or 6 seconds, 10 seconds at most.
Yeah.
So you're going to look strong for 10 seconds, and then for 24 hours,
you're going to have that pain.
23 hours and 59 minutes and 50 seconds, you're going to be in pain.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point, right? So I would rather do good form, look good for the rest of the day, and feel good for the rest of the day, and put on more weight than I need to and hurt myself. So you're not really strong for that long. So
now, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
One of the things I want to get across here too is I don't know if you do this because there's several different schools of thought on this. Some people say you do everything all the time. You do your legs, you do your arms, you do your everything all the time. Your chest, every time you go in. And some people say no, you do legs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You do your arms on Fridays and Mondays. You do your chest on whatever. And that what do you advocate? What do you think is best?
It's really about goals. There's so many different ways to work out. I train I train a lot of people, and none of them have the same workout routine throughout the week.
Yeah.
It really depends on their goals. If you want to build muscle and build strength in one muscle group, then you need to hit one muscle group each time you go in. If you want to just tone up, have great muscular endurance, maybe you're training for like a Spartan race or something, you might want to go in and circuit train and go through that type of routine where you're hitting all your muscle groups every day.
Let's take a look at it for just the normal person, and that, because I know we're getting really close to the end of time. And again, like all these shows, I say I could talk to you forever, and I really could talk. There's so many questions I have personally that would be, what do I do with this, and what do I do? Because you're such a great source of information. But what do you for the normal person and stuff like that? What do you advocate for them? Do you say that you should go in and do like 20 minutes or an hour?
If you're just starting out,
yeah.
if it's your first week in the gym, maybe even the first month.
Because it's a little bit of resolutions.
Just go in. I would do some total body stuff, get used to it, because if you do one muscle group and you're in there for 45 minutes doing one muscle group, the next day you're going to be pretty sore and you're probably going to hate lifting and you're never going to go back.
Yeah.
So the first few times you go in, take it easy. You do maybe 2 sets instead of 4. Don't push yourself to failure, because you're going to push yourself to limits you never have before, and you're going to be really sore. And whether you do legs, chest, back, shoulders, you're going to be hurt the next day. So just take it easy, circuit, do your whole body, do 2 sets of each muscle group, and then see how you feel the next couple days. And then if you feel great and if you're not too sore, the next week when you go in, increase that just a little bit. And then as you increase it, you kind of find where your sweet spot is.
Yeah.
And then you slowly get stronger over time.
And that's kind of what I've been doing here too. Just recently, I've been like bumping it up just the next notch, and then I'll go 2 weeks basically, and then I'll bump it up one more notch a little bit. So I'm trying to get myself into a better spot, and it'll come in time, and that just takes a little bit of time to do it. And it seems like it's forever, but it doesn't always do that. Well, I'm afraid we are out of time, and I appreciate you more than I could tell you, and that you've got a lot of great information out there, a lot of things that we hope will help you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Write me directly if you want to. If you see me at Walmart, which I seem to get most of my questions at Walmart. I don't know why, but I do. Or at the gym. I get a lot of questions at the gym and stuff like that. Definitely get a hold of us. But please, go ahead, and if you're seeing this on Facebook or on YouTube, like us or love us. Definitely share us if you can, and comment. Let us know what you want to see. And if we answered your questions, or if you have more questions, let us know what they are. And again, thank you so much. Go out there and live the life that you need to live. And again, thank you to Forge Fitness for sponsoring our show, because without you, we wouldn't be here. Goodbye, everybody.
Go! One. 2 minutes. Ready?
I am Forge Fit. I'm becoming Forge Fit.
I am Forge Fit.
I am Forge Fit.
I am Forge Fit. I'm Forge Fit.
We are Forge Fit.
Lay down, right here. Yeah.